Welcome to the FN Studios. Coming up May 8th, San Diego, California will play host to Glory 21 in the main event. The middleweight championship will be on the line as Artem Levin takes on our guest, Simon Marcus. It is a rematch. Simon, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Good time for you. A very exciting time for kickboxing fans. It all goes down in San Diego. Tell us how the preparations have been going for this rematch.
Preparations have been outstanding. I just fought April 3rd in a tournament to qualify for the title shot. It was amazing training in Thailand leading up to that. My plan was to carry over the training into this title shot, and so far so good. Cardio's great, conditioning's great, technique's on point, so I just got to get there and do what I have to do.
It's difficult to kind of watch tape on Artem Levin in his last fight, considering he had 3 fights in one night. And I'm sure as an athlete, it's difficult to try to prepare for 3 fights. You had a couple of fights in one night in your last go. How do you strategize? How do you plan? You have 1 fight, but if you win that, you have a second fight. You're trying to plan over, possibly 3 fights in one night. What is the strategy?
For me, it's a little easier because in general, I don't necessarily build my game plan around my opponent, but around myself and my strengths but this time around, I knew who I was fighting in the first round. So I had an idea how I wanted to fight and what was going to be open and what wasn't. So I went into it with that idea, and it worked. And then, of course, you win and you have to go on to one of 2 other fighters. So you do what you got to do. You step in the ring. It's important to be able to make the adjustment on the fly as opposed to have a set game plan in this kind of atmosphere,
Jason Wilness from the Netherlands, your last opponent. It seemed that you were scoring all the way out or all the way in. For Artem Levin, seems to be a counter puncher, very, very patient. Is it important for you to be patient as well?
I don't think patience is the key in this one. I think we're going to fight. I have to set the pace. I have to be the aggressor, I'm not looking to make it a close fight. I'm looking to be dominant, and I'm not going to wait for him to play his game. We're going to get in there, and I'm going to bring the fire.
How it seems that you're the more powerful athlete of the 2. Does that play a factor? Try to inflict as much damage. We know that your round kicks very damaging. Try to attack the body, hurt the body
Most
early.
Definitely. My strategy is just to fight in every aspect. Whether we're close or far, we're going to be fighting. So it's nothing. It's not mathematics,
We've talked about it before the interview started. That we've heard analysts and fighters talk about that it's more difficult for Muay Thai fighters to make the transition to the Glory rules opposed to just traditional kickboxers.
Right.
How has the adjustment been for you?
The adjustment's been good. I mean, at the beginning, I had a little trouble with tendencies as opposed to hitting someone with punches and having the tendency to go in and clinch and use your knee. Whereas in Glory, the rules are that you can't clinch or use your knees for very long. So now I had to try to build tendencies to hit with punches and kicks and build on that from the outside or use my knee and go back to the outside and continue as opposed to wanting to clinch. So it took me a couple fights to adjust and adapt, and I had to make a couple adjustments, but so far I'm really feeling good in the rule setting.
Is it important for you to be creative when you're inside of the ring to get that flow? We've seen Levin in the past use a lot of spinning attacks. How important is that for you?
It's very important. I don't go in the ring with just set combos, set techniques, a set style. I like to adapt. I like to use my mind and in the fight come up with a strategy to beat my opponent, how I feel, and follow my heart. So with all that happening, you have to be creative. You have to let your juices flow.
And what would it mean to get another victory over Artem Levin? Because a lot of people believe that he's the man right now. You could take the wind out of his sails with this victory.
It means everything to me. I believe all the world titles I've won, this will be the biggest platform and the most watched. I've beat Artem before in a different rule setting, in my rule setting. He believes that this is his rule setting. I'm ready to show the world that I'm the world champion regardless of what rule setting or where we're at. I'm the best fighter. And
Glory right now is starting to get a lot of momentum. The casual fans starting to get behind this product. Are you surprised? I don't think you would be, considering you've dedicated your life to the art of Muay Thai. But right now, anybody that tunes into this product loves it.
It's built to love, man. If you like fighting, you'll love Glory. punches, kicks, knees, all-out war, three rounds. Usually, title fights will be 5, but it's just it's made for fight fans. It's combat at its finest, and you got the best fighters in the world competing at the highest level. There's nothing not to love about it.
Simon Marcus battles on May 8th at the Valley View Casino Center in San Diego for the Glory Middleweight Championship.